Oh, loving the new graphics. Hello, hello. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome to TMI. I am your host, Tonk 7. Um, Today, thank you for joining us on this 2222 Tuesday. Don't forget to stay on after this for Mike on the Mic. Um, After this show on Tuesdays at 10, and then on Saturdays at 10. So every Tuesday and Saturday at 10 p.m. Mike on the Mic, and then you got Culler commentary at 10 p.m. on Thursdays. Kind of like the Finn's tailgate, similar, kind of chatting podcast. And then El Capitan has his tailgate show Fridays, Saturdays, and Sunday. And then we have a special tomorrow with Dougly Do Wrong. He's a big time podcaster for a lot of sports in Miami, from what I'm hearing. So he's going to have like a special guest, Dougly Do Wrong, on tomorrow. And then, but today I have my homie Culler Commentary filling in as my co-host. What's up, man?
How's it going, Tonk?
Good.
So you got your Unity shirt on there?
Yeah, always, man. That's what I'm all about.
Yep. It's all we all can be about anymore.
Hell yeah, dude. Definitely bringing unity to this podcast that everybody we got coming on and going on.
Right on.
But yeah, so I guess just to start it off, I already said it's the 2222 Tuesday. Just wanted to pay recognition to this day, and like the days after this are all going to be the same, forwards and backwards. And I just thought it was like something interesting. There's only so many dates that you have in your lifetime that are that correlate the same like this. It's almost like the planets aligning and stuff like that to see days like this. And I just think it was pretty cool. And Culler actually, you found something interesting about this day too. Uh-oh, you're muted.
How about now?
Oh, there you go. There you
I
are.
don't know why it muted me all of a sudden. But I've been having a few technical difficulties on audio today. I may have to rectify it here soon. But so I was wondering, like, you ever wonder who like sits there all day and finds this stuff? Like, none of us were sitting here thinking, what's curious about the date today? Let me go, oh. And then you look for past, or is there like a website that curates all this stuff?
I don't know. I know sometimes on ESPN they talk about like special days like that, like each individual day. But maybe we can look into that moving forward, like how we do cause for cleats. We could maybe have something for that. Since I'm always on a Tuesday, maybe we can find something that's
right, like the people that are like, oh, today's 1-2-3-4-1945. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like who thinks of that? Like, oh, I've got to tell everybody. You know what I mean?
Only every meme on Facebook right now.
But who was the first? That's what I want to know. Was there somebody sitting there or is there like a database where all this stuff is at?
I guess I don't know. Maybe.
But either case, so today on this day in history, believe it or not, I did a search to find some interesting stuff in history, and lo and behold, the one that pops up today, February 22nd, 1980, was the day that the United States beat the Soviet Union in hockey in the Olympics for the gold medal.
Nice. And it's funny that you bring up Russia, Soviet Union, because Russia is like starting World War III right now and invading Ukraine. So
yeah, as Cap just pointed out, the day that Russia invaded Ukraine, it's also the day we beat them in hockey.
They're probably still pissed off about that. I mean,
yeah, maybe that's why they chose today.
It's like frozen half the year up there, so they're like, "How are you going to beat us in an ice sport?" Well, we got the difference between Florida and North Dakota.
Putin was a 7-year-old little kid that got destroyed that night when we beat him in hockey. He never lived it down.
Trying to beat us, we got him Russian like Vladimir Putin. But yeah, so interesting day it is. And so second topic is like always. Number 2 for Tuesday is cause for cleats.
Who you got for cleats? Who you got for your cause today, man?
So I looked up as a player on the Dolphins, Preston Williams, and he does ocean cleanup and recycling. That's kind of like, that is in the realm of my career. Preservation, less consumption, recycling, upcycling, reclaiming, reusing, and with as much trash as there is in the ocean, like these types of causes are really important. I mean, I've seen it for myself, like in my lifetime, I've seen it for myself going to the Keys when I was in elementary school and middle school and seeing all the colors and all the sea life in one little area where, like, sea turtles, octopus, sharks, snapper, grouper, like just every type of fish you can imagine in one area, and just all colors of the coral. And now it looks like a freaking desert underneath the ocean. So like,
yeah, when I was a kid, even, and I'm kind of older, but when I was a kid, I had a subscription to Nat Geo, and there was an issue about the coral reef off of Biscayne and all that, and they were showing comparisons from, like, I guess this was probably 1989, maybe roughly the issue was, and they kind of showed a side by side comparison between the reef in that year as opposed to like the 50s.
Yeah.
And it was just amazing. It's like you're saying, it's like a desert landscape in comparison as far as the colors and life and all of that. It's kind of a real shame.
Well, a lot of that is contributed from sunblock. So nowadays you can get sunblock that has that doesn't have the chemical that was killing coral reefs. Yeah. So like when you buy sunblock, just look for like coral safe sunblock.
Oh, okay. See, that's something I didn't even know.
Yeah, it has a lot to do with that. So I mean, there's different reasons, but I know for a fact that it has a lot to do with sunblock.
See, that's real activism, ladies and gentlemen. That ain't shoving your beliefs down people's throat. That's saying, here's a way you can actually do something.
Yeah,
like just change your sunblock.
That's an immediate difference. As soon as you step in the water, you're making a difference already.
So does some of this money go to like that big net they got out in the Pacific? They're corralling all the garbage.
So I didn't look too much into his actual cause. But usually when you see ocean cleanup, they're like doing it on the beaches or maybe just something local. That big giant patch of trash, that's like in the Pacific Ocean. So I don't know how much they're contributing to that. But as much as the Atlantic in the Gulf of Mexico is polluted, like it would help. But that it's like the Pacific. I forgot what it's called, the garbage patch or something like that.
And it's pretty much out in the middle and like no man's land.
Yeah, well, it's because the current system in the Pacific has taken all the trash and brought it into one area.
Right.
And it keeps going to that same area, and it's so much that like trees and stuff are growing on it.
Right. And as a matter of physics, it's going to end up going to the place where there's no island. Otherwise, the stuff would be on an island. So eventually, given enough time and distance travel, you're going to have it all gather in one place.
Yeah, it might even turn out to be like a good thing. Like you got trees growing on it.
Right.
And like,
I mean, let's be honest though. I mean, you got a lot. I mean, what is, like oil,
Thanks,
for instance, or peat moss, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I mean,
it's all organic, but the only thing I'd be concerned about is the inorganic material,
Yeah, I mean, it just shows you like, like what the earth is, what the earth can accomplish. It takes this problem, puts it all together and grows trees on it.
Kind of like it made its own concrete.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. So but we still got to do our part. You know what I mean? And it's choices that we make on a daily basis can really make a difference. What is your cause? Thank you, FM. By the way, thank you, FM, for that. And lucky you. All day, going green all day. Sorry, Culler, didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good.
Pay attention to the fans here. Cap for life.
That's what a good host does, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I love this. So what was your cause?
So, I eat a lot of sugar in my life, and I've always, and my family's had a few my family is kind of genetically predisposed to diabetes. So I actually got lucky. I picked my favorite player on the team right now, Jalen Phillips, and he's his cause for cleats is for the juvenile diabetes research foundation, which they're leading the fight against type 1 diabetes by funding research, advocating for policies that accelerate access to new therapies, providing a support network, because that's, we don't want our kids starting off on the wrong foot. I mean, I enjoyed sugar throughout my life, and I don't want to can't imagine a kid growing up without tasting the sweetness of a Snickers bar, man, just, so good for Jalen Phillips, good for the cause. And I'm proud to support it. I'll probably throw him a couple of ducats here and there one day.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, whatever we could do to help with that. Cause I mean, I remember a lady that used to kind of babysit me after school. I'd be doing my homework over there and I'd see her, putting in, what is it called? What is this stuff? Insulin, right? It's insulin, right? And I was like, man, that's going to be difficult to prick yourself all the time having to do that. I feel for those people.
And if it's hard for people to because even in me and myself, it's like I probably don't give as much to causes as I should, because you feel like when you're given a buck or two to this big, massive conglomerate and this big problem that seems like it'll take decades to solve, it seems like you're really just feels like a vote, almost like you're just not really doing anything. But when you think about all the little stuff, like the people that have to administer insulin every day, I mean, imagine having to stick yourself with a needle every day, all day long, your whole life. After all these years, I think our medical technology could at least come up with some.
Uh-oh. We lost you. So I don't know what happened with Culler. I don't know if it's mine or not.
No, you're still good, Tonk. I don't know. Culler kind of froze up there for a second. We'll give him some time.
Yeah, we'll give him some time.
And
let's just see. So to touch, so diabetes, anything that helps kids with health, making maybe healthcare more cheaper, or health options more cheaper. Like the things that diabetics need, the insulin, the needles, whatever we could do to help with that, is always good, and especially help our earth, help the people. So yeah, I don't know what's going on with Culler, but I'm going to go to part 3. So this weekend was the first weekend that,
hold on, let me pull it up for you, bud. There you go. Can you hear me still?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. Because I don't see. Hold on. Culler's picture's back there, but it's frozen.
I see him trying to get on. Sorry, folks. Lucky you work in oil fields. Lucky you. Where oil fields do you work at? Are you in, what state are you in? An FM, as long as it's not a human eating oil slick like Creepshow 2. I've never even heard of that movie, FM.
Oh, bro, I've totally seen that movie. I know exactly what movie you're talking about, FM.
You
know exactly what movie you're talking about.
You know all the scary.
I know all that stuff, bro.
You're
in SoCal. Huh? Yep. See, California, all about green as they're oiling it up.
Yeah. Well, probably is there like a drill off the coast, or are they doing like natural gas and stuff? So let's just go to anyways. Let's go to this weekend was ESPN did a first event at a woman's sports.
I don't know. I'm trying to get Culler to hop back in. I'm gonna try to resend him the link.
Yeah. But I can just talk about this. They did so they went there for ESPN Game Day. So ESPN Game Day, they usually do at like a football game where they'll pick the game. They'll talk about the stats of the games that week, but it's always a male event. this was the first time they ever went to a female event, and it was South Carolina versus Tennessee. Number one, South Carolina did win that game, but it was just interesting, and they bringing attention to women's sports and trying to bring more promotion to women's sports. You think about that and like the difference in pay to women's sports, and it's not, women's sports definitely pay out less than male sports, but they don't, like, I don't see them bring in as much. So like, I think it's as much as they can afford to pay. But if we bring more promotion to these sports, and more activity, more viewing, then it can maybe bring more funding and then maybe pay these players more. And I think that's how ESPN is assisting in that, by doing an ESPN game day. I mean, I definitely watched that ESPN event, because I knew they were doing it for the basketball game. So I thought it was real interesting that it was the first time they've actually done it for a women's sport. What do you mean real women? Lucky you. What is there? Fake women? Robot women? Cause I mean, man, I don't know if you guys ever been to like a women's basketball game or soccer. I went to the Portland Thorns when I lived in Portland, and these women are freaking badass. I was like, damn, this kick-ass women. So like, women's sports are pretty badass. We just need more attendance. So yeah, Ken Shong, Culler isn't on actually at the moment though. I'm just holding it down. Unity, baby. And so so we're gonna go to part 4, and I'm winning anyways. If this is a game, I'm winning because it's just me solo dolo. So the Juwan Howard, you guys have probably seen videos by now. Whose fault was it? Was it because he first, like when he was getting ready to walk by the other head coach, because Juwan Howard is the head coach of Michigan, and they just lost in a game. And Juwan Howard didn't like there was a timeout close to the end of the game, and Juwan Howard didn't like that. He thought it was insulting to them. Like he thought it was like insult to injury kind of with them losing. And so when they were doing the line to walk by, Juwan was just going to walk right by the dude, but the dude stopped him. And so they had like more of a confrontation, exchange of words. You could tell that there was curse words, and then a crowd gathered around, and then Juwan ended up slapping the one dude. Lucky you, I thought you were going. So what's up CTC hypertrophy? What is a hypertrophy? Is that like a super trophy? And so Juwan Howard, he reached out there, gave the dude a one piece like it was a freaking swimsuit, because he's tall and he's got long arms, right? He looked like Mr. Fantastic the way he reached out and slapped the dude across the face, and with the open hand like that. No wonder he was a member of the Fab Five. It was like a lifeline the way the guy reached out. And I don't know. I just thought it was hilarious. Honestly, I thought the way he reached out and said, "Shut the hell up, dude." Like, I don't know. It's just so funny that like I've never seen a head coach. So this is before the fight happened. So he gets stopped, and they're already going at it. The guy shouldn't have stopped him. I think he was like, Juwan Howard didn't have to hit the one dude at the end, but the head coach of that's Wisconsin, that he's the one who initiated that. And Juwan Howard got suspended for 5 days for this. But the head coach of Wisconsin should be suspended too. I'm not necessarily supporting that Juwan Howard slapped a dude back to Tuesday of last week, but it could have been avoided. And I definitely think it's more like it's on Juwan at the very end for slapping the dude like Mr. Fantastic. but it was a Wisconsin's fault in the initial. Yeah, so Mike on the mic. Yeah, he is, I don't know, that's like rule, it's something, I think he was just like a cluster of rules and stuff at the very end. And I mean, I don't know, I didn't really get too much into it, like understanding it. I just saw that there was a big ruckus at the end, and then a fight, and then and then Fab Five in the dude in the face. But so that kind of brings us, to the second part of that is, should there be at the end of a game, should there always be where you walk by and shake each other's hand? Now, I have actual experience with this because I used to play baseball, and we always, good game, good game, good game, good game. I liked that as a player. I thought it was good for the sport. And plus you get to see the other head coaches, up close and stuff like that. And but like I see this stuff, like I seen a video of the one, it was a basketball team. It was younger kids. They might have been in like high school or middle school. And the one kid just punches the dude in the stomach like 3 times and it decks him in the face. And it's like, that could have easily been avoided if it wasn't for the shaking hands line. And I think that there should have been a lot of punishment for that, because that was just straight up assault. So, but I don't know if we should get rid of the line or not. I think that in this case of what happened with Michigan and Wisconsin, I think they should have avoided it for that day. But I mean, I don't know. It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard because there's fights, a lot of times there's not. There's less fights than there are none. And it's just like, if you're pissed off at somebody or you want to hit a kid, it gives you the perfect opportunity to do that. And maybe just, I don't know. Hey, there he is.
Sorry about that, guys. I figured that might happen.
It's all good. Do you know what it was?
No, I'm using an audio board that I don't know if it's freezing my USB or if it just doesn't like all the stuff I had in USB. So I removed some stuff. It keeps freezing my computer. But I think it probably will be okay. I think it was just because it didn't like my mouse in the 2.0 port when I had too much stuff in my 3.0 ports, I guess.
Yeah, I just upgraded to Windows 11 because my computer kept telling me I had to, and I've been having major problems. Like
I've had nothing but issues since USB 3 came out, man. Like all around, just USB's never given me more problems in life till now. But we'll see if it's resolved.
Yeah, well, glad to have you back. I had to keep going with the show.
Yeah, I get it.
It's all good though. But since we're on the what do you think about the shaking hands line? Do you think it should keep going, or you think it should stop, or what? In reference to what happened with Juwan Howard and other events where people, get into fights at the end of a game.
I mean, if adults can't handle themselves, I don't know. It seems like something we've done for many, many years, and maybe a person should recuse themselves from the line if they can't handle it, kind of like Brady did with
yeah, I mean, I've seen it where it was players getting into fights with each other afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's up to that can be helped by a lot of people around these people too. I mean, I don't know if I can't imagine everybody didn't see the animosity going on, building up to that.
Yeah.
And kind of tap somebody on the shoulder and say, hey, maybe you just don't want to go in this line tonight.
Yeah.
Same with the players. I mean, the coaches know the players are hot. If you got a guy on your squad that goes a little far when it gets hot, then you probably just want to but just like anything else in this world, we'll end up eliminating it because a few people can't handle it, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I would like it to not be eliminated, because it just, I don't know, it's kind of like the thing they do after football. Maybe instead of like I don't know, maybe instead of having a single line, like kind of do it how they kind of do in the NFL, where everybody just kind of walks around on the field at the end.
Right.
Instead of like putting people in, you know.
Oh,
like,
yeah, sure.
You know what I mean? Like, because if like you're pissed off at the one dude, you might stay away from him if it's just a big crowd. But if you have to walk right by the guy, you know what I mean?
Right.
That could spark some. So I don't know. But
I mean, there is something to be said maybe for, you know, that's one of those things, like, you don't understand why the penalties are so high until the penalties aren't high. You know what I mean? So like maybe it's a matter of consequences should be increased to the point where it's one of those things, like, for instance, I go to Star Trek all the time, but in Star Trek, you know, there's the death penalty for going to Thalos 4 or whatever it's called, or Talos 4, because of what's there.
I mean, that sounds really good. Like just for that specific situation where you're walking by the, you know, shaking the hands line, if you do something violent, it's more severe of a penalty than if something happened like in the middle of a game. Like if you get in a scuffle during the game, of course you're going to get a penalty. But if you do it after the game during that line, you should get a more severe penalty.
Right. Because like
of the situation.
And in the Star Trek universe, that is the only crime that will get you the death penalty, is going to this certain planet. You know what I mean? Like, and that seems really extreme, but if you watch the episode about why the planet is the way it is, you might understand that a society doesn't want all its people going to that planet because they would never come back. You know what I mean?
Is it like Sodom?
Well, no, it's like this place where, you know, these aliens, like, it's a glass menagerie, basically. And so like the person living in the cage for these aliens to examine has everything their hearts ever desired and everything they ever think. So like, you'll never want to leave there. You don't even know you're in a cage, you know? And so, you know, it might be a case where the planet gets over, you know, you can think the implications if everybody was able to go there, you know. So that's the only crime that gets the death penalty in Star Trek universe. They'd either lose their entire population or they destroy that planet, everybody trying to go there, and then the whole Prime Directive thing and all that. But
FM, he was taking it back to the dude. Like he was, dude, they didn't play back in the day, dude. They stayed there and hassle it out right then and there. We could do this. And hey,
that's another solution too. Hockey style, you know, if these guys got a problem, get them back out in the middle of the court and start running the numbers. You know what I mean?
Run it back. Get your ass out there.
I'm sure there's a few bookies on site, you know, that could facilitate that.
Or maybe just keep some boxing gloves around. I mean, I don't know. Like if you signed an affidavit says if you don't like someone, you can fight them at the end of the game. You know, and both players, you know, said it was okay. I mean, I'd be okay with that. You know what I mean? Like,
sure.
I'd rather see that than see a fight like this, and where like it's, you know, not you know, as like organized. Because I mean, there's like, man, heat comes out during these games, these competition games, and you know, so that was Michigan and Wisconsin, so that's the same, that's Big Ten, so that's a conference, you know, that's a conference game. You know, these games are very intense. It's like Florida playing FSU every year. You know, there's always a lot of emotion.
And ironically, Chris brings up a good point too. Or like back in the day where you pick your best fighter versus their best fighter, like in Troy. Yeah. And ironically, like most of the historical battles were fought that way. Nobody really wanted to have 10,000 of their guys die. You know what I mean? It was most of them were, hey, we all line up, we all rattle our sabers, and then we choose a couple of champions to go out there and fight each other and all go home depending on who the winner is.
Yeah, or build robots and have them fight.
Yep. There you go. That's a good one.
What up, Bleezy? Tua is back up. What's up, guys? Thanks for chiming in. Just reading the comments here. Bleezy said, "Stop the game. Let him throw hands." Joe Levesque.
I would pronounce I've always wanted to pronounce that Levesque for some reason. But
you
I'm
should
kind
type
of a
it,
snotty
Joe.
dude.
Type it out with little hyphens. How we should say your last name. What's up? What's up, Drew Batron? So yeah, and so that's and then sports fights in general. We're seeing parents, we're seeing teachers, we're seeing kids getting fights. Let's see what's the producer putting on here right now. Oh, look, the lady running onto the field. Like, what is she gonna accomplish? Look. Look. Look at the referees. See, you can't be going out to the referee like that. You can't be going out to the referee like that. It's like that episode of South Park. Look, the mom got on the ice, dude.
Wow. Amazing. My first question was, why isn't that lady in the first clip playing catcher?
I'm not gonna.
I mean, no offense, that's a good.
or
I mean,
be the pitcher's mound. But like a lot of these teams, it's the parents are coaches, so that's why they're getting into the refs' faces, is because they're parents of the players and they're the coach at the same time. So they're pissed off because of the coach, and they're pissed off because they're the parent, and so they're gonna go take it out on the freaking referee. Get the hell out of here. Let the referee do his job. Like, just because your kid sucks doesn't mean that you could be running up in people's face.
Yeah, it's like, you're ruining my kid's future. It's like, well, then why do we have referees? Why don't we do?
I'm your huckleberry.
Your kid's 12. It's gonna get better. It's not. You don't get worse as you keep playing sports. You get better. So if we're saying he's not that good right now, do some more practice. You don't need to be getting all up in my face talking about, I'll be Juwan Howard and all these coaches and parents. It's not pimp slap anymore. It's Juwan Howard.
Juwan shake. Do you want a shake?
Have 5 that month. Do you want to shake on it? What you want to do about it?
That's what you're saying now. From now on, whenever you say, "Do you want to shake?" you're inviting somebody to duke it out.
But what you just said to me?
Do you want to shake?
What you want to do?
We can go outside, and do you want to shake?
How would you think it was going to end? Joe Levesque. Actually, my dad is from Mass, so we have a lot of family out there. Oh, he's talking to the other person. Yeah. So, fighting in sports outside the ring. We got like 3 parts, and they're kind of all commingling with Juwan Howard, with sports fights, with outside the ring, inside the ring. Oh, who was the one guy he played for? Oregon. And after the game, he went right up and punched the dude right in the face as hard as he could. I think he was a running back for Oregon.
Wow.
Lamar Blunt. Something Blunt. I think he played for the Buccaneers, because I remember
in the Patriots. I forget his first name. It's
LeGarrette Blunt.
LeGarrette, right?
Blunt.
LeGarrette,
He went
right?
up, boom! Just cold cocked the dude. Just cold cocked the dude. I was like, dang. Yeah. See, like you gotta serve a big penalty for that.
I'm pretty sure he was playing football this year.
Yeah, I mean that was like
he didn't get no trouble for that nonsense.
I mean, he almost broke the dude's jaw. Like he just cold cocked him.
Don't hate the player, hate the game, bro. Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Yeah, that's why Belichick picked him up.
He's like, I got a fistful of
this guy punches people in the mouth.
He's like
our coaches.
We need him, and then we need Aaron Hernandez next.
Check what's going on.
We need him and Aaron Hernandez. There ain't nobody gonna beat us.
Ain't nobody gonna beat us. Just don't spill a drink on him. Whatever you do, don't step on him.
Right.
Don't spill a drink. Don't bump into him. Just don't do anything like that because he's.
Don't even make eye contact.
Don't even look at the guy. Okay?
Yeah, don't even act like he's there. Just do your job. That's why they say do your job around there. Because you just do your job because there's murderers walking in the halls.
This is the only time we don't promote heads up football because you don't want to be looking up at a guy.
No. Keep your head down and
keep your head
do your
down.
job. Do your job. It's written all over the walls. You see, do your job.
I'm talking about I'm Italian. See that guy over there? He's like 6'5". I'm like 4'10". Watch this, but I'm Italian. What's this?
Who? FM? Who? What? I don't know that one. Who's Vontez?
Vontez Perfect on the Bengals, bro. He straight cold cocked Antonio Brown on a cheap shot.
Like with no helmet on?
Stunned him. No, it was just a dirty hit, bro.
Put it this way, Tonk. You know how Antonio, we all think of Antonio, how he's kind of like, it's because of that hit by itself. He was all fine. He was a good dude before that hit. Now he's AB. Vontez Perfect made
Antonio Brown.
the AB we
see
today.
AB.
With that hit.
He was Antonio Brown.
Man,
that hit made
that
him
sucks,
into
man.
AB.
I mean,
here, look,
the brutality of the sport, but it's slowly becoming more just an offensive league, like defenses getting more and more punishment and less having more restrictions.
Watch this nastiness.
Let's see. So that was when he was on the Steelers. So this was AFC North.
Yes, this is what caused the bad blood between them for a couple of years.
Yes, I remember
Ran
that.
right through his helmet. Look at this. He runs right through his head.
So,
with his shoulder. See, he thought he was going to get away with it because he used his shoulder.
This is why I'm so happy that college pays football players now. Because, I mean, these kids are out there destroying their bodies. Out of control. But, I mean, that's why it's becoming, that's why they're focusing on safety and CTE and better helmets and better tackling and stuff like that and defensive players and
hey,
stuff
Chris,
like that.
See if you can pull up the retaliatory hit from Juju.
All right.
Or what about the hit where it was Wes Welker? He just caught the ball and then freaking defense on the Steelers, dude with the long curly hair,
Palomalu
ran right in front of him and just like kind of went like this, and Wes Welker just slammed into him and just like basically clotheslined him at the stomach. I was like, damn, that shit was crazy, dude.
Yeah, last time I went to a Patriots game down in Miami, they Edelman clipped one of our players on a kick return in the head with his helmet, man. Just walked right up to him and just put his hat in the side of his ear hole. No reason.
So it was a special.
Didn't even get penalized.
Situation. It was a special teams play.
Mm-hmm.
Because Edelman he's on the offense.
Edelman's dirty, man. People don't even realize, man. You see things when you're there live, they don't show you on TV.
Interesting. I mean, he's a big ass dude, but years ago, because
hold on here.
That was like how the NFL
clean football, bro.
Was off hits like that.
Yep. Now all that has to happen is their head has to be turned, and it's considered defenseless.
Clean football.
Well, it's just got to be more clean. I mean,
he squared him up
for NFL.
He squared
Keep
him
your
up.
head on a swivel, bro. What you mean?
That's what I'm saying. He
Keep
squared
your head
him
on
up.
a swivel.
It was right at him. It was right
Ain't
at
my
his
fault
front
you ain't
frame.
looking
I'm not
this
talking
way.
about that. I'm not talking about
You're
that
looking
way.
back across your body. You're supposed to look out in front of your face.
No,
that's
I'm
his
not,
fault.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
No, I'm saying it was a nasty hit, but that's how it goes. Yeah. That hit on Pat White.
But I'm just
But I mean, by
saying,
today's rules, because his head was turned, he's now defenseless, and that's that's the penalty.
Yeah, no,
crazy.
I'm aware. I'm
like
aware
no football anymore. Forget it.
Well, they don't want these multi-million-dollar dudes getting their.
It's understandable. I mean, it is understandable. What are you going to do?
Well, I mean, it's just trying to make football survive. Like, it's not going to survive unless it starts to, evolve.
It'll survive.
And I mean, and that's why they're having. I think they had the flag football league during what was it? The week before the Super Bowl. What game is that? The Pro Bowl. During the Pro Bowl, they had a flag football game, and I think it was all women, but it was just bringing attention to flag football.
All right, you ready to see the Pat White thing, and then we'll move on to the last subject.
Russell Wilson actually sponsors a flag football team out here.
That makes sense. I mean, why not? All right, here.
Did Russell Wilson find a loophole?
And does he just need to get the monkey off his back and complete one?
Running that RPO, game? I see.
He's on the move. He's going to run.
Is that Tua?
Ooh. No, that's Pat White.
Oh, okay.
Pat White is
Damn.
He hasn't moved since he took that.
No, you heard it. Listen to the hit.
25 yards.
Listen. Sound like someone sound like a WWE trash can slam when they hit him on the head with the trash can. That's what it sounded like.
God, you gotta love them uniforms, man.
Only not fake blood.
Look at those absolutely gorgeous uniforms, man.
He took a huge hit. Ike Taylor came.
Them uniforms even make Pat White look like a baller.
Yep, he looked like a baller till he didn't.
So yeah, tonight's show was more like a discussion forum.
Thank you, Ms. Finns. We appreciate that.
To win because I didn't have any technical difficulties.
You have you have challenging bulls.
You're right, Tonk. I wasn't even in the game. You know what I mean?
But show the bull video. Speaking of like hard hits. So this video is freaking hilarious because the dude on the bicycle, I don't know what this dude was thinking. You can't just be rolling up on a bull like that.
Not only that, somebody's videotaping, so this was inevitable. So someone either made this happen or knew it was going to happen. That's what I understand. Like, there's
Let's
a video.
Put this bike path in the middle of a farm.
And this bull's pissed.
Look at the bull.
All right, here we go.
We missed our window. It's moving.
Oh.
What? Just. Oh.
Oh no! Did he get?
Dude, I don't know. Maybe it's because I spent a good amount of time living on a farm in my youth. There was like 400 cows on this farm and like 2 bulls. And I stayed the hell away from the bulls, dude.
You know what, though?
I stay away.
You know what I've noticed about bulls? They always go back for the finishing blow. You know that? They never hit you once, man.
No way.
Like there was the guy was no longer a threat. He's on the ground and the bull goes back to finish him off.
That green rat says it's a race.
I don't know what he was thinking though. You can't be riding up on an animal like that.
Listen, you know what? I don't get in any sort of way with any 4-legged animal bigger and heavier than I am. That's it. Anything bigger and heavier than I am, I make sure I have the upper hand.
Where's McDaniel? Sign him right away.
Oh man. Yeah, it's they're dangerous animals. Like bulls do not mess around. Like I always stayed away from the farm I used to be on. I always stayed away from the bull. I don't know if it's because my aunt was telling me to, but I don't know. I was like, nah. I used to hang out with them cows too. Like I would sit in the barn. I would sit in the barn, and then they would come in and they would lick my face, and it felt like a giant cat tongue, and like literally like give me a fucking cow lick on my hair. It was crazy, but I didn't go feet within that freaking bull, dude. I always stayed away because we're out there fixing fence, doing all sorts of shit, and that bull would be around. I'd be like, I'm good. But hey, Kenshawn, Green Rat, FM, thank you for chiming in. Dan, AB.
Yep, appreciate y'all.
Mike on the mic, thanks, homie. 2 more Oh, we're almost at 600. We're almost at 600 subscribers, everybody. And
how many we got left?
2 more, and we get 600.
Yeah, we're down
who's in the channel that ain't subscribed? Just go there and do it. It won't hurt.
Thank you, everybody. Like, this is El Capitan
by the
is
way,
he's really putting a lot of effort into this. He's a dad.
In case y'all didn't know, that bull, he has to get his fan gear too. And that bull shops at fanatics.com.
Yeah.
Because it's the ultimate sports.
He takes the charge.
Apparel and fan gear store. It's got jerseys, t-shirts, hats, collectibles, merchandise for the fans of NFL, NCAA, MLB, NBA, NHL, NASCAR, soccer, golf, and
go Gators.
Tua shirts.
Go Gators, shake monkey.
Sorry, Tonk.
Well, it's all good. No,
I had to make up for my technical difficulties.
Links in the description, y'all. Hit the link.
Yeah, please hit the link, share. Like, we're thankful for y'all. Chris, El Capitan has put in a lot of work in this. I've known the dude my whole life. And so, you know, I know what he's doing. He's a father, you know, he's got kids, he's got his own business, and he's just doing it in. And I'm proud of him. I'm proud to be on here with you, Culler, with Mike on the mic. We got the bookie show. But yeah, we got sports coming up soon. I'll have, you know, we got baseball coming up as soon as that. I hope the freaking shutout doesn't keep. I don't know, who knows how long that shutout's gonna go. That could impact the season.
Telling you.
Mike on the mic's gonna have a waterfall of news coming as soon as that is over, because people right now can't even talk about it because of what's going on. So as soon as that's over, we're going to get so much news on baseball about why and what. And man, oh man, wait till you guys see.
Well, I mean, they always kind of have this, though. It's I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. It's just,
it definitely plays its part in the politics of sports, but
yeah.
And it gives the players a chance to, you know, regain leverage in some ways over the owners and expansion. It's how the business works. It obviously has been working for baseball. They're a massive international sport right now. Like, people forget how much money. You think we make a lot of money? They don't make nearly as much money on us in America anymore. It's all foreign dollar they make.
Well,
dude.
That's why when we play the World Championship baseball, we always lose.
It's because all the other baseball players are getting.
Well, that's because the greatest catcher in the league plays for Puerto Rico, man.
It's always Japan or Puerto Rico that beats us. It's like, it's our sport.
Or Dominican Republic whip that ass too.
Like Cubans, Dominicans, Republic, Puerto Rico, like
they love baseball, man. They're good as shit at it too, bro. I'll have to hand it to them, bro.
No, it's
they're really good at it.
I think it's beautiful. I think it's brilliant. Like, I love it that we've created this and now the whole world has accepted it.
Can't wait to see it happen to football, man. Can't wait to see it happen to football where it becomes international.
Oh, I'm sorry. Shake money. My bad. I'm just a tad dyslexic. I'm super bad with labels. I be buying stuff all the time that isn't what I wanted to buy because I read it wrong. Dude, it's, you know, I bought something.
And thank you too. And thank you too, Joe, because it's people like you that come around all the time that we feel obligated to keep doing it.
Misfits, yes, and I think they're not exactly a state yet. They're just part of the United States, but they're not a state yet. I don't think
they're not. They are.
I think they're technically a Commonwealth is still the term.
You don't need a whatchamacallit to go there, though.
No. I think we could just go there. Yep. But still, like, I mean, they still beat us, though. It's like, you know, when we look at it from a sport standpoint, that's like almost a different country, you know, when we get the players, even though it's an establishment of the United States now.
Well, I mean, there and in Latin America, there are two sports. There is soccer and baseball.
Soccer. Yeah.
You know, and it's maybe ball in a cup, but that's that's more of an ancient sport,
Yeah. Soccer.
A few moments later.
Do you even need it? I don't know, but it's not bad to just get a passport anyways.
I mean, I think nowadays you do because of the whole 9/11 thing and all that, but you didn't before. It was like Canada. Yeah, I think you could go in and out before, pre 9/11.
Hey, Kenshawn, make sure when you're choosing your flooring, you look for either a certification called Green Guard Gold, Floor Score, or Green Label Plus.
Holler at me, dog. I'll teach you everything you need to know about flooring. Holler at your boy.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the product specifically. Green Guard Gold, Floor Score, Green Label Plus. I'm telling you, it's the best stuff.
It is Green Guard. You're right. There is good Green Guard products.
But we want Green Guard Gold because it has a better emissions rate. But yeah, so I guess that kind of sums us up for the night. We got on a good hour. Thank you for everyone who chimed in. Don't forget, Mike on the Mic on Tuesdays and Tuesdays and Saturdays at 10 p.m. And then Culler commentary 10 p.m. Thursdays.
Yep.
And then my show, TMI Tuesdays, 9 p.m. Eastern. All this stuff is on Eastern time. And then we got the Finn's Tailgate host, El Capitan. He's on there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And when you subscribe, you'll get notifications that, the show is going to be coming on soon. I think he always does a 30-minute. Do you do that 30? Is that a notification you send out, Capitan? Like when I get a message saying it's going to come on in 30 minutes?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I do that by hand for everybody. So you guys better subscribe. It takes a lot of work, man.
Yep. Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying, dude. Like I was curious. Like I was like, is that computer generated or is it you doing it? And then he has a special guest on tomorrow, Dudley Do Wrong. I guess he's a big
Dudley Do Wrong, DDW guys.
So we're getting deep into this podcast stuff, and El Capitan's he's really working hard at this. And then the guy who does all our graphics and stuff, Brandon, he's the one who got us the partnership with Fanatics. So if you need like good graphics, good video content, let us know. We can hook you up with Brandon. He's the one that's doing everything. So shout out to him. Shout out to Mike on the Mic. And the book. Oh yeah, but I was gonna say is, we got baseball coming up. We got the XFL hopefully coming up soon. We got hockey going on right now. We're going to try to start talking about some different sports. So next week,
did I hear correctly that they had the USFL draft tonight? That's going to be some interesting news.
So that's the what's it called? That's not football. It's a rugby.
Oh, okay.
USFL is rugby league.
I see. Okay.
So yeah, I'll have to look into that too. I've never really watched a rugby game. I don't even know how that plays. So I'll have
like a United States rugby league. Okay.
Yes. Actually, me and Michael and Mike talked about it one episode. USAFL or USFL. Yeah, it was tonight. Yes. So thank you, Miss Fins. Thank you, Dubbatron, Joe.
Yep, shout out to Miss Fins for always reminding people to like and share. We appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you, everybody.
Make sure you get over to her channel too. She started up a channel too recently, and she's also on. You can find her on TV.
Miss Fins, you got to get me on there too. C. Heufel, John Fernandez. Thank you. Spring football season, but that's. USFL is football, but is it USAFL is the rugby? Was it USAFL is the rugby? Yeah. All right. So USFL is football. USAFL is rugby. Is USFL, is that a arena league?
No, that's going to be a
USFL?
spring league. They used to actually go by that name along, like that was the original back in the 80s. They were an entity.
Arena?
No, USFL.
So that's another football
You had
league?
guys like Warren Moon came from there.
Huh. So it'll start.
It was
in
very
April.
short-lived.
Oh,
it was
so
very
it's going to start.
short-lived.
It's going to start in April. Oh, so it's a new league.
Yeah, it's springtime football,
Oh,
basically.
sweet, nice.
They're going to be competing in the
I wonder if
XFL space,
Seattle-
pretty
I
much.
wonder if Seattle has a team. Seattle USFL. Oh, dude, if we have a team, I'm buying season tickets. I had season tickets to XFL before the freaking coronavirus.
They're hoping to make it a nice repository for guys that just don't really want to go to college, or
Yeah, it's good because like we can have football all year round now, and then it gives guys that aren't good enough to play in the NFL, it gives them a chance to play, and then
there's also an intermediate area for those guys that played football for college for so long, and then they're like, look, I just want a break from football, but they could be a superstar in the NFL,
DP, thank you for that, Jim. Damn, Jim Kelly. He went to the Super Bowl 4 times in a row. That dude.
Yep.
So he was in there before he went to the NFL. Herschel Walker.
Yeah. Same with Warren Moon, and a bunch of other guys too were in the USFL. I want to say Doug Flutie played with him for a minute too, but that might be too early.
Interesting. Thanks, people. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into that. That sucks. There's no Seattle team, but it'll still be good to watch. Hey, but any of you guys that are chatting on here, if you ever want to co-host with me, let us know. Like, we're trying to get more and more people. Not that I don't like having Culler on here. But
slight correction for Miss Finns. She's correct that Warner came from a place like that, but Warner actually came from the World Football League, which ended up morphing into NFL Europe.
You mean Kurt Warner?
Kurt Warner, yeah.
Yeah. They just
or was he in Arena League? I thought it was the World Football League that he was in, which eventually became NFL Europe, but it could be Arena Ball that Warner played in.
Yeah, I didn't know much about him besides,
which is real pass heavy.
And then he went to the Arizona. I'm not that old, and I remember Arena football.
Yeah, it was Arena, and Arena Ball is really pass heavy. So that's, they bring Warner into St. Louis and start the greatest show on turf.
It's weird to watch because it's like they had it so boxed in. It's like, why does it need to be so? It's like playing football on an ice rink. It's like,
well, it is precisely that. It's arena football.
I don't know, but it was just like awkward to watch. Like you're gonna be,
and the field is only 50 yards long.
It's like so there was like no line in between the railing and like the field. It was
right.
Like
in hockey, that's up against the glass. In arena football, it's up against the guard. They get slammed up against out of bounds is hitting the guard wall, basically.
Yeah, I was like, oh, it's just a little dangerous. It's like, watch out, might get cut in half.
Yep, and they actually play the kickoffs off the field goal net because it's only a 50-yard long field, so they play the kickoffs off the net.
Well, it's like America will just do anything to have football. Like if we'll play it in this playground.
They do a lot of like zone read, like RPO stuff. Lots of pre-snap motion. Lots of wishbone stuff. It's just it's such a small field.
A topic should have been tonight was the Rams. Will they be a contender next season?
Well, that's a good segue for next week's show.
All right. Because I've been thinking about it all week.
I could fill an hour with that alone.
Oh, I know, dude. I'm so excited to talk about that. Hey, but I don't know if we have some kind of, besides like chats on here, comments on here, if you guys have any topics of interest, maybe we should start some kind of forum, maybe on Twitter.
Yeah, even reach out to either one of us on Twitter because we're always, we want to make sure we're talking about things that you guys are interested in. You know what I mean?
Stuff that's interesting, stuff like that. Let us know. We'd love to chat about it, discuss it, debate it. You know what I mean? Because everybody watches something. You might, be fans of there's all sorts of sports out there. Tebow, hell yeah. Tebow. I wish he would have done bad. I really wanted him to be in the NFL so bad. Well, I don't know why he didn't take the
DP's pointing out
opportunity.
the Trump involvement with USFL. He ended up, I think what it was him helping fund that league, I think is what got him out of the good graces of the NFL owners and is one of the reasons he's banned from owning an NFL team.
I mean, but does it matter? It's during the off season. So that's why he doesn't own a team, is because he's banned?
Yeah, the owners I thought the owners actually voted to ban him from owning a team. That's what I thought. I could be wrong.
Trump really with anything, but I disagree with that, with banning. Like, who cares if it's during the off season? If anything, that's good for the league. It's good to have more football in the off season because it keeps players around, and you can be able to see players that aren't in college, that you got, I don't know. I think it's very good for the sport to have an off season.
Well, they tried to, they kind of strong-armed Lamar Hunt back in the day like that too. That's why he formed the AFL, and he ended up suing the NFL for antitrust violations because they were hoarding all the good players.
That's the Kansas City owner, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
So what ended up happening was, I don't know if it was an alternative to the settlement of the lawsuit or whatnot, but they ended up merging because of it. And so that's why the AFC Championship trophy is called the Lamar Hunt Trophy. Yeah, Kansas City is pretty much like football royalty when it comes to that. Yeah, it's Green Bay Packers and Kansas City Chiefs. And the biggest thing was when they faced each other in the very first Super Bowl, that was the format. You had each league with their own championship game, and then the point of the Super Bowl was because everybody wanted to see the champions of each of these leagues play each other.
Yeah, and that's,
if I remember correctly, there might not have even been interleague play back then in the regular season. I'm not sure that these teams faced each other at least the first couple seasons.
Well, I know that Bart Starr won Super Bowl 1 and 2, but he won the 2 previous championships before that.
Correct. And now, and the Chiefs in that Super Bowl were equally champions to the Green Bay Packers because they won their league's championship. That was the point of the Super Bowl. Which league is better? Which league's champion is better?
Yeah, I mean, Joe, you're absolutely right. They definitely want to. I mean,
it's also why that's also why its second name to this day is still a world championship. You know what I mean? Like when you refer to a Super Bowl champion, you call them a world champion.
I don't really understand that. I don't know. I don't get the schematics.
Well, until another country decides to hone their league is up to our level and play us,
like what's his name after the Giants won? What's his name? Defensive player. It's like, we're world champions. Like, no, you don't. In the United States.
I think it was TD that postulated, 50, 60 years from now that there'd be Olympic football, like Olympic American football.
He should have went to tight end when he was on the Patriots. I think he could have made it then.
I think it's the flag in your background, man. They're picking your Tebow bone.
I don't know. Like, I mean, is that the only player who ever played for the Gators? Why don't you bring up Aaron Hernandez or what's his name? Riley Cooper? Why don't you throw some Riley?
Actually,
Cooper
Tonk, that was
racist.
That was yours truly, the Canes fan projecting. I'm sorry, that was all me, buddy.
How about a racist, a murderer, and a saint walk into a bar? and the head coach who's flirting with the bartender. Even though he's married. Percy Harvin was the man. I don't even know if he's in the league anymore. I wish we would have saw more of him, man. Dude, Percy Harvin's beast mode. He was so badass, dude. I was hoping that him and Tebow would play together in the NFL. Like, I love Percy Harvin. He's I don't even know if he
finished out in Seattle, right?
I think so. Let me see. I know I just looked him up the other day. I wonder if he's still in the league. He got injured a lot. So I know that's like was like holding him up. Yeah, he retired. Oh, after 2017.
Oh yeah, I think he was with the group of guys that retired for concussion reasons. They didn't want to ruin their lives. Remember that? He was in that wave, I thought.
I mean, I just know that he did go through a lot of injuries.
Like Joe's saying right now, migraines got. I think he was in that wave of people that took a stand and were like, "We're not ruining our lives. We're quitting now."
I mean, I totally understand. That's what I mean. That's why I was saying earlier that NFL, like football, has to evolve, or it's not going to be a sport anymore, because they're not allowing kids at a certain age to even play it anymore. Like, you have to be a certain age to start tackle football, and like there's actually starting to be less kids playing it. All like,
I mean, that's why I never got the support I needed to play. My parents didn't want me to play.
Yeah.
And I'm not that young, you know.
I don't know if I would let my kid play it until like high school.
Had they known that was the only thing I wanted to do in life, you know, could have been different, I guess.
El Capitan used to play football. That's why he's so good at doing those games, like calling the games and stuff. Like, that stuff's tough, man.
Yeah, I made an adult decision to play football in high school. I said I balked my parents. I played it. When I got to high school, I'm like, hey, it's time now. I don't care what my parents say. Once I come home.
Uh-oh, we lost him again. But Dan, to answer your question, why does the NFL have games in London and Europe? They're just trying to expand. I think they're going to they do a game in Mexico too. I like that.
It's money.
I like that they're bringing, because it's a good sport. Like, it's just, I don't know. I mean, maybe we'll have a team there or a league there or something like that.
I mean, they did have NFL Europe. NFL Europe was the after the remnants of the World League of American Football. So all the teams that populated the World League minus the American teams ended up becoming NFL Europe.
Well, you know, it's funny what Ali the Persian is saying. What's his name? Kadeem, El Capitan's friend, the podcaster. He's in Europe.
Yeah.
And he came on initially because he's talking about he's a Miami Dolphins fan. I'm like, dude, how are you a Miami Dolphins fan when you grew up in England? He's like, because I played Madden. I'm like, all right, that's cool with me. Like, it was just because he knew so much about the Dolphins. I'm like, dude, I don't know anything about other country sports the way you know the Dolphins.
We've also been one of the teams to host the Super Bowl a lot, so we've frequented London a lot also in the past 20 years.
Because Miami. Well, yeah. I mean, Miami's real nice to be in at the end of January and early February.
And that's actually become a requirement as one of the checks you got to check off on the list of things that you have to do to be a Super Bowl city.
Oh, huh.
So there's a whole long list of requirements
today. Like, were these people even on when the show first started? I feel like these people weren't. Like, thanks everybody. Like, this is great.
Yeah, a few people coming in because I think a couple other shows let out just now. So yeah, and they're all anxious for open mic too.
We're getting you warmed up. We got I guess there's a whole bunch of other podcasts for sports.
How's it going, Shake?
Florida.
No, they didn't say football is the devil. They just thought I was like too puny and small and would get hurt.
Damn, John Fernandez, concussion syndrome? Was that because he got injured or he's prone to injury? Concussion syndrome. He had to take him to the damn. Yeah, I mean, that's what I was saying, man. Like, NFL is it doesn't have a choice but to evolve. Like, it has to become a safer sport. It does not have a choice. It's basically sustainability now. Like, if it doesn't change, if it doesn't evolve, it's not going to be around. And after, I don't know, 50 to 100 years, it won't be here anymore. Who's that? Sean Adams. That's you. That's you chiming in, Sean Adams. The Blair Witch Adams. Dude, we need
Wide
Chris,
receiver.
we need to have the video that me and Chris made when we were kids.
Real quick, Kahari, thanks for the question. I went to Tonk ought to love this one.
Danny Warfel. Yeah,
And
yeah,
we were-
Kickstone. Yeah, I know. I have Danny Warfel's card right behind me. And you can't see it, but I have yeah, hell yeah. He was the Heisman winner. And he beat this
When I was on
Knowles.
defense.
He beat the Knowles in a championship.
When I was on defense, it was DB, but they actually stuck me in at right tackle a couple times because I was long and lanky, but mainly wide receiver.
So you played defense and offense?
Yeah, Lake Worth was a small school, so we had to play both ways.
That's tight, dude. If I ever I used to play with my friends and I played quarterback, but if it wasn't that, it would be like safety.
Hey, and Drew Batron, at least we could put a team on. At least we could put 11 guys on the field at one time.
Doug, that's where I went to high school, Lake Worth.
Yeah, Drew Batron is a Falcon, I believe.
I went to Jefferson Davis Middle School before it turned into Palm Springs Middle School. I'm glad because that freaking guy was a slave owner. Fuck that guy. If the NFL world...
Tonk, Drew Batron is a Falcon, so that's why he's booing us.
What
right down the road. Right down the road.
John I is Lancers.
No, north down the road. Off the boulevard. Go down Dixie a little ways.
Oh, Forest Hill?
Yeah.
Oh, for real?
Well, I said at least we could put 11 guys on the field.
Forest Hill. Oh man, good old days, man. Lake Worth High.
Alrighty, everybody. So I guess Cap's trying to text you, Tonk.
Oh shit, I have everything on silent. Yeah. Oh shit, we got like 10 private chats looking at.
Yeah, we're running late.
All right.
Everybody, make sure you like and share and subscribe. And
dude, if you just come on and tell us next time, because I keep everything on silent so I don't get interrupted. Just jump on here and tell us to get the hell off. I'd be like, all right. Hey, thanks everybody for commenting. I love it. Like, thank you very much for the support. And we'll see you next week.